since y'all heard it, basically. I
didn't do the deep dive. To me, this felt like, and we kind of touched on this before. The lines are very blurred nowadays between what's an album, what's a mixtape, what's just a project that got released. In a little more old school sense, this felt more like a Raw's mixtape than an album.
It really did, man.
I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it.
Song selection.
So it's supposed to be an album, though.
It's supposed to be an album.
It's supposed to be an important. And see, here's
because it's Port of Miami too.
Yeah,
I almost want to say I don't like when they put two on classic albums of their own.
Straight up, yeah.
Like, because I felt the same way when the documentary 2 came out from Game.
Yeah.
I was very excited. I was like, this is not even close.
But it's going to live up. Yeah, does it live up to that?
And then Port of Miami,
that's because he didn't have Dre there.
Only Dr. Dre did that. With
Chronic, just like, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I guess it just kind of depends, man, because
actually,
it worked for Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
It does.
Because Carter 1 was, I remember when Carter 1 came out, it was fucking bananas.
It's because he backed
You're in a
Carter 2, though. You know,
that's what I'm trying to say. It worked. It worked like it was like Carter 1. Carter 2 was something completely different.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't completely different as far as like content.
No.
It's been the same old Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Pussy.
But it's still a little bit different though because he didn't stray from it though.
I felt like the sound of the Carter 1 was completely different to the Carter 2. And I know that at that time period, I remember like conversations happening. People were like, "Oh, it's not that good. It doesn't have Manny Fresh." You know what I'm saying? I remember conversations like that happening. But that's actually the thing that took
to the next level.
To the next level. It doesn't always work though. You know what I'm saying?
Just not on Carter 3 though.
And you're right. It was like Carter 1, Carter 2, Carter 3, Carter 4. It was kind of whatever. With this,
what would you say about Blueprint?
Blueprint 1 was amazing, even though that there was some things there were some issues with it, with the Blueprint 1.
Yeah.
Like, there was 2 songs I was just like the Ola Oviedo.
Yeah, it could have been left off, that one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like a part of this classicness.
It didn't mesh with the rest.
Yeah, that one I was like, chigga, that nigga, chigga.
The beat was dope.
It was cool, but it just didn't flow with like...
It didn't flow the fluidity of
it. It wasn't
album.
Heart of the City. Yeah. It wasn't all those classic... You know what I'm saying? But the album as a whole was quality. And I
fillers just... for people who wanted that.
Right.
You know, a little bit
like, what do you feel about them being like
but
2 and a 3?
Blueprint 2... I mean, I was excited for Blueprint 2. To be honest with you, those first like 3 or 4 tracks, I was like, oh, this is fire. Of course, as we get further along, I was like,
1, yeah. It's hard to live up to 1.
I don't want to say it didn't live up to it because it was definitely heightened levels of Jay-Z rap on there. Yeah. It was just too bloated. They could have shaved a lot of that shit off. Blueprint 3, I'm kind of up in the air with Blueprint 3. It's not my favorite Blueprint.
Yeah.
I like some of it, you know what I'm saying? But like Port of Miami too, like for this much time to go between like your first album and then who knows, probably
essentially your part 2 of that.
Right. I mean, this is like at the end. I won't say it. This is probably at the end of Ross's career. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for that again, and I don't feel like he tapped into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like he just gave us more of.
He just continued what he's been doing.
Yeah.
It feels like someone made a Rick Ross playlist, but it's just songs we hadn't heard before.
So basically, it almost seems, from what I'm getting, is like he didn't go and study his whole album to kind of get that kind of vibe.
It definitely doesn't have the same energy.
So,
but I'm going to say this. There are some really good fucking songs on there.
Yeah, I bet
like
there
good
is.
Rick Ross songs.
And good beats and everything. I mean, beat quality-wise, beats are great.
The first part of the album was a little more radio friendly, except for track 2 and the track with Gunplay. Throw those out. The first kind of half of the album was a little more radio friendly. As you get a little bit more in there, you get like the better like Rick Ross tracks or whatever. But
he finishes the race.
Yeah, he finishes strong. But I just didn't really. I just didn't feel like this was Port of Miami. This should have just been like another title, like you said, a mixtape. Like when he dropped Black Dollar, which was a mixtape. That's what it was. You know what
if he'd have just named it something else, I think the reception would have been different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the man's dropped so many different mixtapes and albums. It's like, not to take away from, If he had named it something else, I feel like people would have just felt better about it. But calling it Port of Miami 2,
you got a lot to live up.
Put this expectation in people's heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, maybe
I mean, how do you do that? How do you make that again?
That's what I'm saying. I'm at the point now where I'm thinking, people don't do that.
Because you can't make Hustling again.
No, you can't.
You can't make Push It again. Right? I mean, you could make Push It again, but it's just not going to have the same energy.
Same effect.
No.
Nah.
Rick Ross is a different dude from when he first came out.
Completely.
He is. And as he should be.
Right.
Not saying like,
that's why he's still in the game.
Changed. Like, no. You changed in a way you should have changed.
He did change. He elevated, but I do feel like he reached like a plateau, like a peak, and then he's just kind of been there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Rick Ross could like elevate any further.
Yeah.
Not to say that's a bad thing, but in order for Rick Ross to like elevate further, I don't know what he would need to do at this point.
But that's
like rap like Kendrick, get Kendrick
that's
write his raps.
That's a real observation though, because it's unrealistic to think that everyone in the game is just going to keep rising. Everyone has a ceiling.
Yeah, that's true.
Even Hope has a ceiling.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like he hasn't. There's a certain point where he just hasn't gone past like lyrically, where it's just like, yo, what the fuck is he doing with these words? Like, you know what I mean? But now it's become more of like what he's saying than how he's saying. Before it was just like, yo, look at all these styles. Like he's crazy with it. Now it's like, yo, I'm just saying the bars won't even be that intricate, but they'll be extremely. It's like when like George Foreman is like 55 years old. It's like, yo, get your old ass out of here. But if he catch you, he might put you in the hospital. Yeah. It's kind of like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's what it's morphed into with Jay-Z. I don't really know what that is. I don't feel like Rick Ross is morphing into that though. Like I don't feel like
thought you were gonna go. Like your analogy was gonna hit the George Foreman grill or some shit, and I was like, "Where are you going with this?" And I was like, "Okay, thank you." That's what I thought. Really,
get that chicken sandwich.
The spicy chicken sandwich.
I mean, it was cool though, man. Just like you said, it feels like more of a mixtape than it does an album, man. To be honest with you, and
kind of disappointing.
Listen, there's some good songs on there.
Yeah, not that I ain't gonna check it out. It's just disappointing that it just
there's some high quality Rick Ross songs on it. Even on his mixtapes, there was always high quality.
Yeah, there always is.
Yeah,
he always has.
There's a song with Nipsey on there. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah, he has I wasn't really listen. What do you think about the Maybach music?
It wasn't my favorite Maybach music of the Maybach music.
What's your favorite Maybach music?
The one with Drake, right?
They don't have a
no. There's no one.
The remix with Drake.
Was that what y'all heard though?
Yeah,
I thought that was exclusive to me.
Yeah,
who leaked that? Hold on, let me see.
Maybach Music 1 is I think the one that had Jay-Z.
Now,
I think so.
Maybach Music 2, I think that's the one that had like
which one had T-Pain on it?
T-Pain.
I think that was my favorite one.
That's the one that had Kanye on it too.
That was 2.
Martin, Louis Vuitton. All that starting is gonna ruin you. Yeah. That was one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
And Push. No, that was on 2.
This one had Lil Wayne.
It was 2. That's what it was. Okay.
Here's the thing, though. I was a little upset. No, there was one he had with T.I. too. That was pretty solid. I think it might have been 4. But anyways, man, I wasn't really feeling Lil Wayne on this one.
No.
And not because, I don't know, man. I just feel like we need to throw somebody else on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can we do I feel like with the Maybach, if you're going to feature somebody, you know who would have been good? I feel like Nipsey would have been perfect. Like he did a track with Nipsey. I feel like Nipsey would have been perfect on the Maybach music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That would have been a perfect
fit.
Yeah, perfect fit. Yeah, most def.
I have a Nipsey take too. That reminds me. And this is on as expected. We've been seeing this as expected. Everyone who's putting out projects is putting their Nipsey verse on the projects.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to make sure people do the verses that they have with this man justice. Mm-hmm. Not saying this one was BS or anything like that. Just, I don't want everyone to be like, that to be the thing the next year. Oh, I'm putting my Nipsey verse on this. Like, make sure it's quality. Make sure it makes sense.
Right.
I said, I'm not attacking Ross or anything. I just a PSA to the game.
I will say this about the Ross album, which there was some things I didn't like about it. I didn't like I wasn't really too fond of the mixing and mastering of it.
No.
Nah, man, it just didn't.
That could be part of the reason it felt like a mixtape to you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I'm listening to it, just certain points with the vocals and everything. I'm just like, yo, this doesn't sound like. It didn't sound like grand.
Yeah,
it's supposed to sound grand. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like
that's like the word to describe how a Rick Ross album is supposed to sound.
Yeah. Right.
Grand.
That's what I'm looking for. Grand. There was a couple songs that were in there that had that.
How many grands?
It was probably like 4 or 5 grand.
Okay.
Songs. Okay. No, it just didn't have the vibe, man. So, But yeah. There's definitely, listen, y'all, I'm being for real. There's definitely some roll the windows down, riding through the city night and jamming some Rick Ross. There's definitely those tracks on there.
Yeah.
Most def. But yeah.
Well, I'm never going to check those out.
Yeah. Was there anything else y'all want to get into, man?
No.